It's an amazing video where you can see this father is recording his son playing baseball, and then you see in the back a creature that is flashing, like creating lights. Nobody looks to this creature. And according to this father who recorded this image, he never saw it until later. Even the kids that were close to this creature didn't see it. And just because of that, this evidence really amazed me. I'd never seen anything like this before.
How did you guys follow up to prove the credibility of the video? Could it have been animated?
Well, no, because it was recorded with a cell phone. And people in the United States, Canada, England, Australia have to understand something. These Mexican people don't know anything about computers. I mean, when you see this video recorded with a cell phone, what do you mean that this man planned this, recorded the video, and then took it to an expert, and he put the image? For what? There's no reason. I mean, you cannot say every time you see an evidence, you can see it's a hoax, this man is lying, he has to prove it. He don't know how to prove it. He just told me I was recording my kid. Do you think he's lying? Why? Why if he doesn't want fame? Why if he doesn't want money? Why if he doesn't want anything? He doesn't want anything. Are you going to say it's a hoax? Why? Why? That is no reason. And I have to believe in my instinct. I've been a journalist for 50 years. I know when someone is lying to me. I know when I have come across every kind of single human being. I mean, criminals, delinquents, politicians, corrupt people, honest people, innocent people, very humble people. Then I know, I am a journalist, and I put my reputation every time I present something like this. That's my warranty. If somebody can prove that this man was recording his son in a baseball park to create a hoax, okay, prove it. Prove it. He's putting his face, he's putting his name, I am putting mine for no reason. Then until somebody proves that this is a hoax, I will believe that this was real.
It was the 10th of November, 2014, during a child's baseball game in Borundas Park in the city of Juarez. They recorded the presence of an invisible being at simple sight, but through the cell phone recording, it was possible to record this being. The boys felt a presence, but no one could see it. This is the video Armando Martinez sent to Tercer Milenio. Yes, it looks like it's shining, reflecting an energy very strange. Some lights. We thought it was an energy reflecting the figure, but we don't know how to explain it. What is happening there, but physically no one could see it. Only by seeing the video, we saw this figure. It started moving like it was observing something in the boys' interaction. The video was recorded by Ismael Carrillo. With his cell phone, shows this being. But at the moment of recording, he wasn't aware it was there. What did you see? Well, I don't know. It was then when it impacted me, because I saw it behind the children. We saw it and we replayed it to someone who could tell me where to look because I wasn't seeing anything. My wife paid more attention to the video than me. When she told me, "Look, there it is," this is when I said, "Oh, wait, what is that?" In our analysis, we verified seeing a being with video enhancements. Pay close attention to this point. You can clearly see how the being starts walking. A boy that is kneeling on third base seems to realize there is something there. He turns around on 2 occasions towards the being, and it is standing. Then it walks. You can clearly see it. The boy definitely realized something was there. In this filter, we could see the strange figure with a kind of energy, which in some moments seems to shine or flash. The being looks the size of the kids that were at the game, and it seems that nobody realized the presence of the being, as if this one was invisible to the human eye. In this other filter, we can see that the being presents volume, and we can observe a humanoid silhouette. It seems to emit energy. Here in the close-up, you can observe how it shines, like if this being was wearing a special suit that would make it not visible in common sight. Here we could even see how two kids pass nearby the being. This is the original video, and you can clearly see how the being is standing there, where there are many kids around and no one seems to see it. An invisible being that was recorded thanks to a cell phone.
Correct in recording something that's observing us, but we can't observe it. What do you think is happening? Like, why do you think this sort of event is taking place?
It's very difficult to understand how a camera that was not infrared recorded this creature. Why they want to be invisible? Well, probably because of protection. But how is possible that nobody sees this creature? Don't you think everyone in the park would be attracted to someone who is very little and is flashing all around? Everybody would look to turn, see what is going on here. What is this? I mean, if this was publicity for something, everybody would be amazed. The little kids would go to that thing because it was small, and nobody did. Nobody looked at this creature. And you cannot say it was a plan. Everybody is participating in this hoax because they were little kids. Just consider for 1 second if the Zimbabwe incident in September 1994, if this happens now, with all the kids with a cell phone, with a camera, can you imagine 5, 10 kids recording the same extraterrestrials, presenting them the same day in the afternoon on YouTube all around the world? How could you discredit this?
23 years ago, in the city of Pretare de Arquanta, in the province of Ascoli Piceno in Italy, there was a case of a humanoid being seen at night by credible witnesses. Its morphology was quite strange. Perhaps this case is about a being that was witnessed from another world. Many believe it to be an authentic case. In Italy, this case has received plenty of attention. Filiberto Caponi, a young man, had the opportunity to take 6 photographs from a strange being that he saw on different days outside his house. He managed to take this sequence of photographs with a 160 Polaroid camera that his brother-in-law bought for him. This first encounter was in the afternoon of May 9th, 1993. Filiberto saw a small being with humanoid characteristics, and it looked like its skin was burnt. It was covered from the waist down. It was also covered by a strange liquid that seemed like blood. At this point, he didn't have the camera with him. May 24th, 1993. Filiberto had the opportunity to photograph the being that he had been seeing of late nearby the area where he lived. This is the first photograph he took when he heard something outside his house. When he opened the door, he discovered something moving that looked like a plastic bag, and inside of it, a being. The second photograph that was taken in this sequence, the strange being can be seen more clearly, and how it was coming outside the bag which it was covered. Its head is visible. You could see it where the arrow is pointing. Filiberto retreated after taking the second photo back inside of his home in fear, and he closed the door, only to tell his local priest, some friends, and the local newspaper about the event. The third photograph was taken on August 11th, 1993. He took a picture of the being where it was sitting, looking directly at him. After the photograph's flash went on, the being stood up, ran away incredibly fast after Filiberto took this photo. In the fourth picture taken on August 20th, 1993, when Filiberto opened his window, he saw the being sitting on the ground, and there he was able to capture 2 pictures. In the first one, we can see the being from its side, and we can also see its chest, how there are some tubes protruding out of it. They looked as if they were non-organic. some sort of external device. It looked like they were artificial appendages. On the second photograph, the being's body turned and we can clearly see the tubes. According to Filiberto, the being was covered with a strange, vicious liquid. Two of the best photographs that this young man captured. You can clearly see the morphology of this being. Its feet look unique in a three-toed hoof-like formation. After these two photographs were taken, the being ran away and escaped. This last photo, number 6, taken on September 20th, 1993, the being is standing just underneath Filiberto's window. This is where he and his grandmother could see it perfectly. The grandmother was afraid and started yelling. The being, startled, quickly ran away after this. This is the last photograph he was able to capture. The being presents an odd morphology. The tubes on the thorax resemble something like we see on amphibians on our planet, with their organs exposed. This case of Filiberto Caponi is very deep and an extraordinary event. This is an archival report from Tercer Millennio.